Morning, friends. Then, facts of the case. Now we begin with the traditional analysis. Facts of the case. In brief, these were the facts of the case. Then, what were the issues involved in the case? In Menka Gandhi, the passport of the petitioner was impounded. The issue was whether principles of natural justice were followed. Issues involved. Law challenged. That is to say, whether statutory law, legal provision was challenged or a rule, delegated legislation was challenged. Which provision of law was challenged, what it you said, either within inverted comma or in your own language. Then arguments pressed on behalf of the petitioner and on behalf of the respondent. That gives a fair idea how the case was fought, argued before the court. Then we come to the important aspects, precedents. A case is a mine of information. And advocates refer many cases decided earlier, legal literature, etc., which are available at that time. So first we divide precedents in two categories. Foreign precedents, English cases, American cases, etc. So foreign precedents relied, distinguished, referred to in the judgment. Apart from this, foreign legal literature, for example, the Shakespeare said this. Extra legal literature. This is the example of extra legal literature. So even sometimes the books, legal reference books are referred to in the judgment. For example, Professor Willis was referred in A.K. Gopalan's case. In A.K. Gopalan's case, many other foreign authorities, foreign precedents were referred to in order to hold that procedure established by law means procedure prescribed by a valid law. Now, then we come to Indian precedents. With the passage of time since the commencement of the Constitution, reliance upon foreign precedents is decreasing if few cases are left out. There is abundance on the reliance of Indian cases. So Indian precedents, whether the case was relied upon, distinguished or referred to. Similarly, Indian legal literature, whether any book was relied, for example, Sirwai's constitutional law, whether the book was relied upon, so Indian legal literature. Similarly, Indian extra legal literature referred in the judgment. Then, decisions of the courts below, if it is appeal. So what was held by the courts below? Trial court, high court, lower court, high court, and how the matter came up before the Supreme Court, if the case is there. Then this holding of the court, what has been held by the Supreme Court or by the court in this case, which has been taken up for analysis, say for example in Keshwan Bharti. Then what has been the perception of the judge? Sometimes the case assume importance because of a particular philosophy entertained by the judge or his social background. In decision making process, the philosophy of judge matters. The background of the judge, penological perception if it is a criminal case, commercial attitude if it is a commercial case. These things matter. We also know that there is realist school which says that many things matter. Hence, we should try to find out these perceptions of the judges and correlate them with the decision of the case. For example, Justice Bhagwati had liberal approach, believed in the philosophy of reformation, rejected the theory of retribution, and hence in deciding criminal matters he was often guided by these thoughts. For example, dissenting opinion of Justice Bhagwati in Bachchan Singh case. Justice Krishna Iyer was also in favor of reformation, and many times he reduced death penalty to life imprisonment. And in fact, if we see the cases of T.N. Vathishwaran, Sher Singh, Javed Ahmed, we will find that how Justice O. Chinnappa Reddy, again a liberal judge, reduced death penalty to life imprisonment. And differences with the bench which decided Sher Singh case. So penological perception matters, and we should try to relate these variables with the decision or holding of the case. Then sometimes judges make observations which do not relate to the actual matter in dispute. If any special thing is there, this should be mentioned. Style of judgment writing. Some judges start writing judgments, facts, arguments, this. Some judges in some of the cases have written the judgments in dissertation or thesis style. Preface, introduction, matter, decision, conclusion, etc. So if these things are there, these should be also noticed. Where some judges have used very tough English, Justice Krishna here. So we have to see all these things, and then we come to the critical appreciation of the case, whether the case contributes to the existing legal knowledge, the case has impact on society. For example, Hussain Ara Khatun holdings in respect of rights of accused. Some cases have very wide implication. Indira Gandhi versus Rajnarayan, ADM Jabalpur versus Shivkant Shukla. Cases do have impact. Menka Gandhi versus Union of India. So we have to see these things also. Critical appreciation, implication of the case, and then what inference you draw in respect of the case, how the case has contributed to the existing legal knowledge, whether, and you may also say that the case has been rightly decided and deserves to be followed by the subsequent courts, and then analysis is complete. After analysis, and conclusion, we have to concentrate on footnotes footnotes, citations will be there, because if you have referred many cases, citations will be there. But the footnotes should be speaking footnotes as well as informative footnotes. So that is to say, some may be self-explanatory, some may be informative footnotes. Footnotes should contribute to your writing. It should not appear to a burden on the writing. Footnotes, as said, should be speaking footnotes. These footnotes may also be descriptive or enumerative also. Informative footnotes may also be added. It depends upon of what level case comment is being prepared. A simple case comment would generally have citation and speaking footnotes. A standard case comment would have speaking footnotes, informative footnotes, descriptive footnotes, etc., which enhance the quality of the work. Now, so far as footnotes are concerned, the general tendency is to see how the other persons, researchers in past have used footnotes, and that pattern is followed. But the recommended course, and actually it should happen, that researcher or a student should rely upon Blue Book. Presently, it's 19th edition. The standard footnotes will be added and the paper may be published at any place. Thus, we have seen the structure of case comment, in which analysis of case is of crucial significance because everything revolves around it. It is the soul of case comment. The case analysis, as said, must be divided in two parts. First, rough work under these heads. As said, it is not necessary that all these heads should be present in one case. Some heads may not be present in one case, some heads may be present in another case. So, it depends upon case to case. The researcher should see whether the material falls under any of these heads, and before preparing final draft, he should carefully go through these heads and then present case analysis, forming part of case comment. Thank you.